welcome back to my channel. I am starting this week's video a little bit differently, starting with a little bit of a home content because I've been wanting to do this for so long. And this is my apartment. As you can see, it is an all white space. It's got all of the original molding on the wall there and also on the ceiling. There's really nothing wrong about the space. It is just because I think it needs some colors. The rug is the first thing I want to change about the space because it's the same color as my sofa. It's a little too small for the space, and I found a really nice rug on Rugs USA, and I really want to make a change and see how much a rug can change how a space looks. You guys look, just after vacuum this rug for a little bit, it completely filled up the Dyson vacuum that I have here. Someone tell me if it's concerning. I just hope that it doesn't shed too much over the years. Let's do a quick outfit of the day. This is my beanie. It's a wool beanie from Acne Studios. I bought it a couple years ago and it's still one of my most worn favorite beanies. Decided to go for all black today. Underneath I have on Few Moda sweat set, Brandy Melville t-shirt, Caitlin Minimalist A initial necklace, as well as the ball earrings. A Uniqlo puffer jacket. It's more like a liner jacket. It's pretty thin, but I love the shape and I love layering. A thin jacket like this underneath just to add warmth because it's a really cold day today. And then this is my Acne Studio wool shacket or shirt jacket. There's one pocket in the front here. Over here there's some detailing of a faux pocket. I got it on sale or from Essence many years ago. My J. Crew tote bag with my laptop. I want to bring a tote bag with me because I want to pick up some groceries on the way home. And on my feet, I have on the Allbirds wool loungers. I got gifted these, but I don't think I wear them enough. And then I have on my Calzedonia cashmere mix socks. Really love this outfit. It's comfy, casual, perfect for errand days like this. I'm back home. I'm in the kitchen. I'm going to show you how I do Vietnamese spring rolls. Got a request via DM on Instagram last weekend. I'm like, yes, I do have some leftover ingredients and I can be able to get these ingredients easily these days. Went to grocery store yesterday and I just went again today to Chinatown, Manhattan to pick up other ingredients as well, and I got everything that I need and want to prepare this dish. I thought it's a really easy dish, so that's why I never show how I make it, but hope that this is helpful. This is how and what I typically do. Again, feel free to use whatever toppings, ingredients that you have left over in the fridge. What's nice about this dish is its customizability, and it's very healthy and quick and easy to put together. The most important ingredient that you need, of course, is vermicelli noodle. I have this Tufoco fresh vermicelli noodle. It is a fresh vermicelli noodle style, but it is dry, so you've got to boil this. Just follow the package instruction in the back. I usually would boil some water and add 1/4 of this amount here to make my spring roll, because you really don't need a lot of vermicelli, and this is a really big bag. Boil it until the noodles are soft. So I like this because of its fresh taste and its quality is very consistent. This is a Vietnamese product, so I would 100% recommend. I usually would just pick up 2 or 3 bags of this and have in the pantry as always, because I do a lot of noodle soup. So this is how much I have left. I just store this in the fridge. It's been sitting in the fridge for at least 2 days now, but I just have some saran wrap on top. It's right now pretty dry. I don't have a microwave, but if you do, just stick this in the microwave and microwave it for 20 seconds or something. But I'm going to use just like up to where the noodles are, and I'll just let it sit for 30 seconds or so. And then you do want to make sure to use chopsticks or something to help mix the noodle, to help break off all of the clumps. Here's my tip when boiling the vermicelli noodle. You do want to make sure the water is drained off completely and the noodle has been sitting out and dry after you cook them. Thing with making spring rolls or any type of noodle soup, Vietnamese style, that you do want to make sure that you avoid using or eating with wet vermicelli noodles. In terms of toppings, like proteins, you can do pork belly, shrimp, eggs, tofu, or just skip it if you don't have any in the fridge. But what's nice about it is you can again do any combination of any proteins you like. I would always get pork belly. I only want to make a few, just enough so that I could use up all of this noodle. And then I also picked up a pack of frozen white shrimps. Make sure to get the uncooked ones, but these are pretty big. I'm going to boil them and then half them. Then I'm gonna use eggs just because I have eggs. I went to the grocery store and I picked up a small bunch of Chinese chives. This is optional, you don't have to, but I just like the flavor of it. And probably gonna just use 1/3 of this amount. I'm gonna save the other 2/3 to make soup or dumplings. Some iceberg lettuce, because we made burgers last night, but I just like the crunch of it and how soft it is. A lot of the restaurants, they would chop up the iceberg lettuce, but I do think it's better if you leave it as like sheets. I like that texture a little more and it makes it easier to roll later on. And then I also have mint basil in the fridge. In terms of sauces, I will show you how I make my peanut hoisin dipping sauce. Okay, but now I'm going to go drain off the water from the noodle using a small colander. So this is how much noodle I have. Basically, I'll just have it sit and let the water drain off completely. Okay, next I'm going to boil some pork belly. I have a little bit of the ginger been dried up, so I'm gonna slice them into thin slices and throw them in here. You can do either shallots, green onions, the white parts, add a little bit of salt. You can season the broth that you cook the pork belly in. If you have lime leaf, some people, they even add whole tomatoes into this water. I'm going to boil the shrimps after I'm done boiling the pork belly in the same pot. I'm gonna add sliced ginger, some yellow onions, kosher salt, just about a teaspoon. And here I have a teaspoon of the chicken bouillon powder. The brand is Knorr. And I'm going to add this whole thing of pork belly inside the pot. Because I have these in the freezer, I'm going to add 3 lime leaves. These are dried frozen lime leaves. I'm going to crush these up, store them into the pot. And then smashed lemongrass. I decided to use 2 pieces of pork belly. Then it with a little bit of fish sauce. Just a dash black pepper. Beat the egg and fry them in a small pan with some oil. Okay, we turn off. In terms of vegetables and herbs, the most important ingredient that you need is some sort of lettuce. I like the brown tip ones because they are a lot softer. I like that kind of texture, but I also like iceberg lettuce, and I have some leftover iceberg lettuce from yesterday because we made burgers. Personally, I prefer mine to be still staying in sheet, so I'm going to show you how to do it. But right now I'm just going to soak some of these leaves in cold water so then they can get perked up again. So have cucumbers. I got just 2 small cucumbers. You can do English cucumber, Persian cucumbers. Those are great too. I have some leftover mint here. And then Thai basils, those that have the purple stems. I'm going to soak all of the veggies. I'm going to use it in my spring rolls. And then this is just like a cherry on top, very niche, but you don't really need to add this into your spring roll. But I just really like the flavor of it, so I got a small bunch of Chinese chives. I'm going to use probably 1/3 of this amount, and then we'll save the other 2/3 to make some sort of soup, so I can also add it into my dumpling filling as well. To make the Vietnamese dipping fish sauce, I am going to use this brand of fish sauce. The typical fish sauce brand would be the 3 Crab brand. Half a cup of fish sauce, half a cup of sugar, and a cup of water. I'm going to bring this to a boil. 3 Thai chili pepper. You can use more or less, depends on how spicy you want. This is the texture that we want. I'm going to squeeze in 2/3 of a lime. This is my fish sauce. The sugar is completely dissolved. I'm going to let it sit on the kitchen counter until it cools down, and I'm gonna pour this into this bowl, and that's pretty much it for our nước chấm. I'll show you how I make my peanut hoisin sauce in a small pot. This is just a small portion. A tablespoon of minced garlic, minced shallot, I'm gonna do 3 tablespoons of the hoisin sauce. This is the sauce that you eat with pho. 1 tablespoon of oyster sauce, and then 2 tablespoons of creamy peanut butter, this Jif brand. And then for a little bit of a spice, you can do either sriracha, but I'm going to do sambal omelette. It's basically the same kind of hot sauce. It's got a lot of really good flavor in here. So I'm going to do a tablespoon of the sambal today. If you have chicken broth, feel free to add it in here, but I'm just going to use water today. 1 cup. Just mix well. We'll just wait for this to come to a boil, and then we'll add in the cornstarch slurry to help thickening up the sauce. But do make sure that you taste to make sure that it's to the salty, the sweetness that you like. A bit of sambal, I'll do like a teaspoon amount. Okay, we're adding in the cornstarch slurry, a little bit at a time. So good. So good. this is my preferred brand and size of rice papers from the brand Tufoco, a product from Vietnam. I would 1000% recommend this brand. These are so chewy, they don't break as easily. This is the 8.5 inches. I'm going to go ahead and cut all of the vegetables at about 5 inches long, so then it's the ideal length. It's very sturdy, quality, and well made. And again, it doesn't rip as easily. Thinly slice my cooked pork belly and cut the eggs into strips. Cut these shrimp pieces into half. Cut off the tip. Same thing with the Chinese chives. I'm gonna cut off the tip and then cut them into the similar size or length like the cucumbers. I'm gonna do like that. You can also make it a little longer and then make sure that you have the tip kind of sticking out. It's just to add to the look, but I'm just gonna make them all small and roll them into my spring roll. And here is my iceberg lettuce. Cut them into half lengthwise. We just cut them so then they are a little smaller and easier to wrap later. Then I've got Thai basil and mint. You can do it as thin or as thick as you want. Cut the eggs into strips. For the shrimp, I'm going to cut them in half lengthwise. I just took the sauce out from the fridge. It's also a hack if you don't have a lot of time, you want this to cool down faster. The reason why we want the fish sauce mixture to cool down is because you don't want it to cook the garlic. The garlic has to float on top. You can see all of the lime bulbs in here. I think it adds to the look. I think I'm going to add in half of this amount of lime juice. It's so good. This is leftover peanuts that I roasted and crushed from last week when I made dan dan noodle. It is again one of my favorite things. I have to have peanuts as a topping because it adds so much nutty flavor and texture. And then I have some daikon and carrot pickle that I made a couple weeks ago. Next one, I'll show you how I make my sauce. 2 types of sauce. I'm going to use these 2 square bowls that I have from CB2 just because they are pretty fun. I do 2 big spoons of it because I love me a lot of sauce. Just like this. Crushed peanuts. I totally forgot. I have some fried shallot left over. This is the one that my aunt made from Vietnam. You can make it fresh or you can buy it store-bought. This is homemade from my aunt, but it is store-bought quality. I'm gonna add a little bit on top. And this is a traditional way to eat spring rolls if you are eating it in Vietnam. Besides dipping your spring rolls in it, you would want to also pick up all the toppings and eat along with it. You can also add in chili flakes. You want it to be a little spicy. Do a generous amount. Make sure to get all of the garlic toppings as well. So with this, you don't use peanuts or shallots. Add in some carrots and daikon pickle. This is the dinner plate from Fable. They sent me a set of plates and bowls and they're some of my most used. I highly recommend Fable dishware. I use them all the time. I'm using one to hold all of the toppings and then this one I'm going to use to roll my spring roll. Again, this is the Tufoco rice paper brand that I love. Usually if you serve it on a table, I would recommend to use boiling hot water, add it to whatever plate that you have so that it makes it easier for you to quickly dip the rice paper in it and then remove it. But I'm gonna do it right at the sink. So you wanna make sure that you wet both sides of the rice paper and then just lay it on to the plate like this. This rice paper will take a little bit of time to get softened, but again, you also do want to make sure that you are quick at rolling this as well. I'm gonna do pork, eggs, make sure that you show the shrimp skin down, lettuce, mint, and then basil. Chinese chives, you can use however much you like. Cucumber, a little bit of the rice vermicelli noodle. We're gonna fold in the sides. Okay, I am going to show you how I eat mine. Dip it into the sauce, but use the little fork to pick up all the toppings, kind of add it to make it a perfect bite. It's so good and so simple. I can do about like 5 of these max. 5 or 6 is a lot, maybe 4. And I can't pick and choose sometimes. That's why I make 2 types of dipping sauce all the time. And this I can make ahead of time and have it in the fridge. Let's do a quick catch up of what I had been up to last weekend. So last Friday was Valentine's Day, as I told you in the previous video that I was getting ready to go out. It was because it's Friday and I didn't feel like cooking, and I did go to a coffee shop and I found a perfect spot at Stumptown coffee shop. The location is, I'm pretty sure it's like Greenwich Village. And up with my partner after he was done with school. We decided to walk to Kanban. It was super cold. We were able to dine in at Kanban. That is the Iyakaya style Japanese restaurant, but owned by Korean 3 dishes. I really love the sushi core. Sushi felt really fresh, really perfect, but I wish I had the whole portion to myself. And we got the udon. The noodles were homemade. I wish that the menu said whether it's a sauce on top or it's in the soup. But I wish I ordered the beef one, which came in the soup. For some reason, whenever I dine out, I always have to have a soup. We also tried their famous katsus. Kanban is known for their katsu and udon, so I would highly recommend it. But then the star dish for me personally was sushi. The owners are also the owners behind Domo Domo. It's a Michelin star awarded restaurant. I have dined there before with my friend and we love the sushi. And Saturday we decided to take the car to Brooklyn Chinatown. And I found this restaurant. It's called New Belacan, Belacan. It's a Malaysian restaurant that's like a hole in the wall restaurant that does a lot of takeouts, and they've been in the business for 15-20 years or something like that, according to some reviews that I read. I've been to the other Hainanese restaurant, Hainanese Chicken House, also in the same neighborhood, and we were disappointed. It was so underwhelming and the portion was tiny for the price that we paid. But surprisingly, the Hainanese chicken that we ordered at New Belacan was one of the best that we've ever tried. There's another Malaysian restaurant in Chinatown, Manhattan that we tried before that was also Malaysian, and it was good for the portion and for the location and everything. There's also another Hainanese chicken that's located in Elmhurst that is Thai style, and we also like that. I think the sauce of Malaysian style Hainanese chicken is good, but I would prefer or gravitate towards sauces that are made from Thai people because their cuisine is very similar to Vietnamese cuisine because they use lime, fish sauce, and scallion oil and all the things that are very similar to what we would use to make sauce and use as a topping on top of Hainanese chicken. But anyways, I would highly recommend New Belacan. If you are in the area, I wouldn't say that spot is worth it to make a trek from Manhattan to Brooklyn. But if you have a car, if you're in the area, all of the ladies in there, they don't speak English, but they understand it and they are very attentive, kind, and hardworking people. And make sure to order yellow rice. We did a quick grocery stop at HL grocery store. It's one of my favorite grocery stores to go to whenever I'm in Borough Park around 8th Avenue in Brooklyn. And then after that, I got some egg tarts. These are the amazing Portuguese egg tart from Sinfa Bakery. Sinfa Bakery, it is the only egg tarts that I would make my time to go there to just to pick up 6 or 12 of the egg tarts. They stay really well in the fridge and I just love them so much. After that, I picked up a drink before we headed home. We decided to go for Molly tea. I've had Molly tea once before in Flushing. Decided to go for the mango sago pomelo drink. There were a good amount of mango chunks in it. There's also a good amount of pomelo used, but I think it's not as refreshing as the version that Khaite does. I think Khaite does the best mango sago pomelo version that I've ever tried in New York, and I love a lot of the other drinks that are from Khaite. But again, in case you are not familiar, Khaite and Molly tea are 2 new modern tea places that are pretty hot right now in China, and Khaite opened so many locations in New York. Molly tea is not my favorite, but I like their jasmine tea because it's very fragrant if you're a fan of that. Molly jasmine jasmine milk tea. It reminds me of the Kung Fu milk tea version that I always order. I always order the Kung Fu milk tea with crystal boba. So that's very similar in terms of taste because again, it's like a floral tea. So it goes really well with the white boba instead of the brown boba. So that was Saturday, and on Sunday, the weather was so bad. I didn't wake up until noon. It's because I had to stay up until 3 or 4 a.m. to finish editing the video. Sunday, which was my birthday, it was February 16th. I didn't have any reservation down for dinner, but I had a reservation down for a really nice bar at 10:30. I knew I wanted to be around Madison Square Park. My partner was going through some lists and he found this restaurant. It's called Norma. The food was good for the quality and for the price. Actually, they have a Michelin Bib Gourmand, good quality cooking for the value. And I really enjoyed it. We got a few dishes. Really enjoyed this dish that we ordered. A sticky rice layer on the outside, and inside there's squid ink with shrimp in the middle. And then we ordered 2 pasta dishes, and I really enjoyed them both. Got a glass of red wine, and that was like everything that I wanted. And we felt pretty full afterwards. And they also have pizza, and I am very interested in trying out the pizza. We were in Kips Bay, and I have heard great things about AMC in Kips Bay, that they have recline chairs, and I don't know why I've never watched any movies there. We found the movie called The Brutalist, and we spent 3.5 hours, slightly more than that, watching that movie. There wasn't much about the architect, I would say, but it was an interesting movie. There are a lot of negative reviews about the movie, and there are also a lot of positive ones, and I would highly recommend reading up the reviews if you want to. But I would say I walked into the movie theater without knowing anything about the movie. I just happened to also find out that it's about 3.5 hours, and there is a 15-minute intermission. You can walk up and go to the bathroom, take a break. If you've subscribed to my newsletter, I did share with you briefly about my birthday plan, and I did share about the fact that I did score a reservation at this new bar called Clemente Bar. It is a cocktail bar with a tasting menu from the famous chef Daniel Hume. Daniel Hume is the chef behind 11 Madison. The restaurant went all vegetarian, plant-based. After the pandemic, they quickly gained Michelin stars, and they are very expensive. And of course, I would die to get a chance to dine there one day. I'm sure it is a lot of people's bucket list. I did find out about Clemente Bar, and I decided to, put my notifications on Resi down for these time slots, and actually missed one notification the day before I actually got that reservation. So it was at 10:30. It's a little bit late in the day, but I don't really mind it because I knew I would just want to try their martini. Their Clemente martini is also mentioned in a lot of these lists, and a lot of people say that it's really good, and I am a martini girl, so I only have that drink in mind. I got really lucky with the second cancellation notification on Resi. I hopped in it right the second that I saw that notification pop up on my phone, and I got it for 2 of us, and it was so cool. Bar is actually upstairs. It's at the same entrance as 11 Madison, the restaurant, and then the staff will check you in. They will take your coat, and you actually have to walk upstairs, and I get a glimpse of the dining tables. It was full, like packed. It's really nice restaurant, and I don't know, I'm dying to get a chance to dine there one day. But we walked upstairs. I knew about the fact that they have 2 sections. One is called the Studio, where they do these fix course menu for 200 something, which included food and cocktail pairing. But I only wanted to try out one drink from the lounge, so I got lucky with that, and it was perfect. And I walked in there, I actually recognized this couple. They do food TikTok videos. So the guy is a chef from a restaurant, and the girlfriend, she's the one that does a lot of the voiceover and the filming for the chef boyfriend. I'm pretty sure if you are on TikTok and if you are in New York area, you probably know exactly who I'm talking about. But I saw them at the corner, but then they left somewhat quickly. I'm pretty sure they were just there for a drink, just like us, but I would never go say hi because I would be so embarrassed, unless they're like sitting right next to us, and I don't mind say hi. But it was so funny because I was speaking Vietnamese to my partner, and then we actually got approached by another couple that was sitting on the same bench or chair like us, and the girl actually reached over and said hi to us because they are also Vietnamese and they recognized that we were speaking Vietnamese, and it was so sweet. They actually live here in Brooklyn as well for over a decade, and I was so surprised to know or like to find out that they are also Vietnamese that live in New York, and it's so rare. And we bonded really quickly and we exchanged numbers, and that was like a cherry on top, I would say, because we made new friends on my birthday dinner. And then anyways, I really enjoyed the drinks. I would say the green olive probably has been marinated some sort of curry spice, because that's what it is, and the drink is really good. It's a little bit expensive compared to other regular cocktails that I've ever tried in Manhattan, but again, it's 11 Madison. You get all of the experience, and it's really nice, and I think it's a really nice way to end the day, and it's like such perfect night, and I couldn't have asked for anything else. And there were a lot of surprises, but everything went well and on time, and I had so much fun, and that was really my perfect way to spend my birthday. And I got, some texts from friends and family wishing me a happy birthday, and that's really all that I would want, to spend my birthday this year. And I'm very, very lucky, and I feel incredibly grateful. And yeah, that was my birthday dinner. I think like meeting new people was like the cherry on top, and that made all the day. Then we went home. We made it home. I showered, and we decided to watch White Lotus. I'm so happy with the way it turned out, and the director is so smart. I'm such a big fan. I know the first season of White Lotus was a lot of people's favorite. People love the manager, but my personal favorite was the Sicily one. It's so entertaining, and I'm so pleased with how episode 1 turned out, and I'm so excited to be sat every Sunday night to watch the White Lotus for the next month and a half or 2 months. Let me know if you have any ideas in terms of home decor and things that I should do to help tying the space together. Making little improvement here and there is like my favorite things. This weekend, one of my best friends, she's flying over here to come spend some time with me to celebrate my birthday, and I'm so grateful that my friends would make time to go spend time and be with me here in the city. For sure, she said that she wants to go do some vintage shopping, so I'm gonna show her some vintage shops in Brooklyn, and then we'll see how it goes. But I'm very excited. Thank you so much for watching my videos. Thank you so much for subscribing. I hope that you've enjoyed this week's video. I will see you next week. Bye.